I woke up to a wild warning. Now this is your last chance to buy XRP cheap. Now, a crypto founder literally told us the clock is ticking on XRP's low prices. Sounds like clickbait, right? But this time, it might be real. So I did something that any seasoned XRP holder would do. I dove down the rabbit hole. Now I wanted to know, is this just another hype train, or are we actually on the cusp of something big? So let me tell you, what I found sent me on a roller coaster of emotions. And stick around, because by the end of this story, you might just feel it too. The thrill, the doubt, all of it. Now, it started with a tweet. I'm sipping on my morning coffee, scrolling through X, and bam, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗑, co-founder of Black Swan Capitalist, drops a bombshell. He basically says that this month might be the last time that we ever see XRP at dirt cheap prices. The last chance to buy low. Now, I'm a naturally skeptical kind of guy. I have survived too many to the moon posts to take any one prediction at face value. But 𝗕𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗑's warning hit differently. Maybe it was the way that he phrased it, or the fact that he's not some random moon boy. He's a founder of a crypto firm. So my kind of eyebrow went up, and the wheels in my head started turning. At that moment, I couldn't help but share it with my community. So I hopped into our free educational Discord server. I posted, guys, check this out. 𝗕𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗑's saying that this could be it. The last month to buy XRP cheap. What do you think? Now, immediately, pings started popping off. Some people were, like me, cautiously intrigued. Others kind of roll their eyes. Heard that one before, they said. And honestly, the same we've all heard, right? Last chance a million times in crypto, but something in my gut told me to keep on digging. Let's set the stage here. XRP was sitting around $2.81 when I last at least saw that tweet. And it's kind of been sleepy for a few weeks, drifting down a bit. In fact, about a month ago, it was higher. We're down roughly 6% from then. It even dipped to $2.69 at one point. So yeah, it's on a little bit of a sale if you compare it to last month's prices, right? Meanwhile, of course, the whole crypto market has kind of been on a bit of a funk. Bitcoin, the big daddy, shot up to an all-time high of around $124,000 in August, and then face-planted back to $110,000. Right? When Bitcoin sneezes, everyone kind of catches a cold, and XRP definitely felt that. Now, the vibe was bearish, sideways, nothing to write home about for a few weeks. Now, I'm talking lower trading volumes, people more excited about meme coins than old kind of XRP. But here is the thing. After that kind of lull, people started whispering, a rebound's due. So you can almost feel the tension, like a quiet before the storm. So 𝗕𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗑's not alone in thinking that a bullish phase might be around the corner. He's basically saying, don't snooze on this, or you'll wake up and XRP won't be this cheap ever again. That's a pretty bold claim. So it kind of put a little knot in my stomach, some serious FOMO brewing, you know? Now, before I start sounding like a hype man, I've got to throw out a quick reality check. Now, this might just shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all of the money that you invest. You should always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. After all, your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Alright, that's the disclaimer done. It had to be said, because even if I'm excited, I'm not telling you what to do with your own money, right? I'm just a guy sharing a story and my own thoughts. Now, let's get back to the juicy part. 𝗕𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗑 lit the spark, but I needed more evidence, right? Are other knowledgeable people seeing the same thing? So I started digging through crypto forums, Twitter threads, even pinged a couple of buddies who are chart nerds. And guess what? It turns out that several analysts are independently seeing bullish signs for XRP. Now, I'm really leaning forward. First, There's a crypto analyst who goes by the alias of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. I chuckled at the name too, like Rip, Van Winkle, right? The guy who kind of woke up after a rather long nap. Anyway, kind of fitting if XRP's about to wake up from a long slumber. Now, this analyst highlighted something big. Since XRP's July peak around $3.66, the price has pulled back by about 25%. And what's happening right now? Well, he spotted whale accumulation. Yeah, the big fish, the wallets that hold huge amounts of XRP, and they're apparently loading up. So to a seasoned holder, that's one of those kind of eyebrow raising kind of signals. Whales usually have an inside sense, or they create the kind of momentum themselves. So if they're buying, maybe they know something, or maybe they're positioning for a move. Now, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, basically said, look, XRP's got solid support at $2.70. The real test is $2.90. And if we can break above $2.90, then $3.70 is the next pit stop. And he even hinted that with enough momentum, we could see XRP stretch into the $5 range. Yeah, $5. I can't lie, hearing that gave me flashbacks to the last bull run when XRP was scraping towards $3.50 and beyond. My heart did a little kind of thump at just imagining that we might actually be heading back there, maybe even higher. Then I stumbled on another perspective, Dark Defender. Now, if you're on crypto Twitter, you might have seen this name. This guy is all about the charts, and he's talking Elliott Wave theory, one of my personal favorites. Now, I'm not gonna get too technical with it. I can already kind of see the eyes glazing over from this side of the camera. But here is the short version. He believes that XRP's chart is following a classic 5-wave pattern. Now, according to him, where we finished a wave 4 correction, basically a period where the price cooled off, and now we're gearing up for wave 5, usually the big push upwards. Now, his target for this wave 5 is around $4.39. It's oddly specific, I know, but chart analysts love their decimals. So the catch is that he says that we've got to hold above $2.85 as support. That is the line in the sand. And interestingly, $2.85 lines up with a key Fibonacci retracement of 23.6% level, which is a fancy way of saying a lot of traders see that price as the kind of make or break point. So over the past week or so, XRP has indeed been flirting just above $2.80 to $2.85 zone, like it's testing the waters. Next up is insights from EGRAG, another well-known analyst in the XRP community. Now, EGRAG is throwing out 3 big bullish signals. First, a strong monthly chart structure, meaning the long-term trend still looks solid. Second, XRP is holding above key Fibonacci levels, notably around the $1.99. In plain English, even after retracements, XRP hasn't fallen below some really important long-term support markers. And third is the price is chilling above the 21 EMA. That's the 21-period exponential moving average, which many traders see as the hallmark of an ongoing bull trend. So, to EGRAG, the foundation is strong. He's eyeing a near-term target of $3.90. And get this, long-term, he's tossing out numbers like $46. Yes, $46. I nearly did spit out my coffee when I saw that. Now, that would be something like a 1,500% gain from where we are here. Now, I'm not packing my bags or, at least for Lambo land just yet, but it shows the, level of bullishness that some people have if all the stars align. Now, EGRAG take is basically, as long as XRP doesn't break down past those key supports, well, the bull run is intact and those crazy high targets stay on the table. So, picture me there then, early morning, half a bagel in my mouth, taking all of this in. Versan says, last chance to buy low, right? 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, sees whales and $5. Dark Defender sees Elliott Wave rocket to $4.40, and EGRAG is dreaming of $46 someday. The narrative is clear. There's a lot of voices that are saying that days of sub $3 XRP might be numbered. New heights, $5, $10, who knows, could be on the horizon if these predictions pan out. So it's the kind of chatter that gets your adrenaline pumping if you've got skin in the game. And I do hold XRP, have done for many years. Now, I remember back in late 2017 that XRP shot up like a bottle rocket to about $3.80, then came back to earth and stayed down for what felt like forever. Those of us who kind of stuck around, we've been through the ringer here. So hearing this is it, and the next big run is here, kind of gets me excited, no doubt, but also a little bit cautious, right? Once burned, twice shy, right? And sure enough, not everyone is buying the hype, right? In that same Twitter thread from 𝗓𝗓𝗪, right? And even among my kind of Discord buddies, there's a healthy dose of skepticism. One person replied to 𝗓𝗓𝗪 like, dude, you've been saying last chance for weeks now. Yet, here we are still under $3. So what gives? Well, others are kind of wary that a macro correction could still smack us down. You know how it kind of goes. Just when you think it is safe, crypto likes to kind of pull the rug from underneath you. And at least, in the short term. Now, I saw one comment joking that every month is the last month to buy cheap XRP according to someone. Ouch. But I kind of felt that because it's kind of true, right? How many times have we heard, similar cries? So if you're feeling a bit jaded, trust me, I get it. Here's the twist though. Sometimes the crowd crying bull is wrong, but sometimes they're right. The tricky part is, by the time that it's obvious, they were right, the easy gains are, well, gone. So it's that kind of weird psychology tug of war then, or psychological tug of war. Do you trust the bullish indicators and loads up now, risking that they might actually be false signals? Or do you wait for more proof, risking that you'll miss the boat altogether? So you can cue my personal dilemma. I spent the whole day mulling this over. On and off. So at lunch, I'm biting on a sandwich thinking, am I gonna look back in a month and kick myself for not buying more at $2.80? By evening, I'm kind of pacing around the house. My cats are looking at me like I'm crazy, maybe just a little. Finally, it's kind of late at night and I'm in front of my laptop staring at the XRP chart, just staring, as if it's going to, talk to me. So I have my trading platform open, right? I've been using 𝗏𝗏𝗀 lately since I've got, it's got some pretty neat features, right? Little shill here is yes, the 𝗏𝗏𝗀 link in the description is an affiliate link that supports the channel. Just putting that out there for transparency. Anyway, my mouse is hovering over that buy button. My heart is literally kind of beating faster, like I'm about to do something sneaky. I pause and I ask myself, what's the game plan here? Because rule number one that I've learned is never ape in purely out of FOMO. So if I buy more XRP now, I need to be okay with two outcomes. One, these analysts are right and we rock it, in which case I'll be doing a very kind of embarrassing happy dance on TikTok or something like that. Or two, they're wrong, or just early, and XRP kind of tumbles to, let's say, $2 or lower, meaning that I'll have to hodl through yet another storm. Am I okay with that? So after some soul searching, I realized, yeah, I am, because I'm not betting the farm here. I'm just adding a little bit more to my stack, an amount that I'm prepared to hodl even if things go south for a while. So I've done my homework, I know the risks, and I genuinely believe in XRP's long game. So what now? I clicked it. Bye-bye dry powder, hello a few more shiny XRP tokens in my wallet. I kind of felt a little weird mix of anxiety and relief, right? I'm anxious and anxiety because, well, it's money out of my account that always kind of pinches a little bit. And relief because if XRP does fly, at least I won't be that guy slapping his forehead saying, why didn't I buy when it was under $3? Why? I can't promise that it was the right move. Only time will tell. But it was the right move for my sanity anyway. Sometimes as an investor, or should I say speculator, peace of mind is worth an awful lot. Now, I know not everyone listening to this is going to agree with my choice here, and that's good, right? We need different opinions. That's what makes a market, right? Some of you probably actually think I'm nuts and that XRP might drop a lot more and I should have just waited. Others might be thinking of doing the same thing that I did, or maybe already did. And it's all fair takes, right? In fact, share what you're thinking down in the comments below or in the Discord. Are you buying, holding, selling, or waiting for a sign from the universe? I'm just genuinely curious. I also had a chat with a friend, right? Shout out to Dan if you're watching, who's an even more kind of hardcore XRP veteran than myself. Now, this dude has seen it all. He told me that he's not putting another dime in until XRP breaks $3. He wants confirmation of strength, even if it means paying a little bit more per coin. That's one strategy, right? Wait for momentum to confirm the trend. Me, I like bargains and I'm willing to take a little bit of the risk for them. But I totally respect his approach here. Another buddy in our Discord said that she's been slowly accumulating on BitGet every week regardless of the price. Her logic is the classic dollar cost averaging, right? When in doubt, just keep stacking little by little and zoom out. By the way, this whole experience reminded me why I love being a part of the XRP community, especially in times like these, right? They've got the hype people, the skeptics, the analysts dropping their charts, and meme makers keeping us laughing, and, well, everything in between. It's kind of like a big family that sometimes argues at the dinner table, right? But at the end of the day, we all care about the same thing, seeing XRP succeed, and maybe, just maybe, getting a little bit richer in the process. Let's be honest. So here is where I land on this then. Last chance to buy low narrative, right? Could 𝗕𝗓𝗪 and other kind of bulls actually be right? And this is the final call before XRP takes off. Well, it's absolutely possible. The signs that are there, right? Whales buying, technical patterns, shift in sentiment. They're all there, in fact, lining up like stars before dawn. But it could also be a false start, another teaser that doesn't materialize as quickly as maybe we all hope. So yeah, that's on the table too. What I do know is this though, right? I'd rather make a move with a plan than be paralyzed by indecision. So for me, that meant topping up my XRP holdings just a little bit. For you, it might mean something else entirely, or doing nothing at all. And that's also cool. This isn't a hyped up channel, right? This is a journey channel, right? And I'm just taking you along on my kind of thought process here. Now, we're at a kind of pretty fascinating moment, right? The market's being quiet, maybe too quiet. These low volatility stretches usually precede a big move. It's kind of like everyone's collectively just holding their breath, right? Something is gonna give. And I can't shake the feeling that in a few weeks we'll either be cheering or saying, wow, they were right, or maybe even sighing, saying, okay, maybe now is the last chance. Either way, I'm going to be here for it, popcorn in hand. Keep in mind that the crypto world doesn't run on our schedule either. Whether the breakout happens tomorrow, next month, or gets delayed by some kind of curveball news, the key is staying informed and staying sane. Don't let the noise drown out your research and your intuition. All right, so that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm excited, I'm a little nervous, but I'm feeling good about the road ahead. Right? If XRP truly is about to wake up from this kind of long nap, then I'm glad that I kind of rubbed the sleep out of my eyes just in time. Right? If not, hey, I'll just keep accumulating and keep on cracking jokes with all of you guys in the Discord while we wait. So if you've enjoyed this little adventure, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you all in the next one.